Hi friends, I hope you're enjoying Nidhi Global, and with so many queries and so many questions, I think a very important question is what are the risks involved in global market? कई बार मेरे पास इन्वेस्टर्स आते हैं और वो पूछते हैं क्या ग्लोबल मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए और या करने से कोई किसी तरह की रिस्क है? आर देयर एनी रिस्क अटैच्ड टू द ग्लोबल मार्केट? A simple answer to this and a very candid answer to this is yes, there are risks which you should take in consideration when you are investing in the global market. So let's understand what are the 10 major risks which are there in investing in global real estate market. Let's understand the first risk. The first and the foremost risk is unpredictable global market. What does this mean? So basically unpredictable global market का मतलब है आपने कोई भी कंट्री इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए सिलेक्शन किया, बट शायद आपको वो कंट्री के कंप्लायंसेस, उस कंट्री के टैक्सेशन पॉलिसीज़, पॉलिटिकल एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में आपको पता नहीं था और आपने अपना मनी इन्वेस्ट करने का डिसीजन वहाँ कर लिया. उसमें because the global markets are very unpredictable, maybe there is a political change, maybe there is a policy change, maybe there is a medical situation, maybe there is a there is some problem on the compliance side. Because of that, the global market stands very risky to invest. How you can mitigate that particular risk is very simple. You have to get in touch with that kind of a consultant who can help you with that particular local market. Now these people are not only there in those countries, but you can readily get them in India also. Just to educate you a lot, there are law firms, there are chartered accountant firms, there are channel partner firms or agencies or agents which are involved in giving you full end-to-end help on selection of the property, on location, on lot of other things which probably you just have to rely on them and you have to invest with them. So the first and the foremost reason of risk is the international or the global markets are very unpredictable. Point number 2 is selection of location. Yes my dear friends, most of us make this mistake that अगर आपने country सही select की है, और I am sure जब आप कोई country select करते हैं तो आप ये भी find out करते हैं that उस country से related चाहे वो investment का option हो या return on investment का option हो या फिर वहाँ staying का option हो, आपको अपना reason बहुत clear रहता है कि आपको क्यों एक global market में invest करना है. फिर भी कई बार आपके इन्वेस्टमेंट फेल हो जाते हैं. द रीज़न फॉर दिस इज़ वेरी सिंपल दैट आपने जिस मार्केट की स्टडी की है वो कोई ना कोई लोकेशन पर्टेनिंग स्टडी की है. से फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपने कनाडा की स्टडी की है तो जो भी आपने स्टेटिस्टिक कलेक्ट की है वो पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन की कलेक्ट की है. मे बी कहीं आप अगर सबब में जाके अगर कोई अपना अपार्टमेंट लेते हैं या विला लेते हैं या टाउन हाउस लेते हैं तो आपके सारे कैलकुलेशंस गलत बैठ जाते हैं. So a very major reason of failure or risk is the selection of location. So it is very simple balance between if you invest in a right location, you would have the right kind of returns. If you invest in a location which probably at this moment might be a great entry point, which may give you something like a very economical entry point, maybe probably आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत सस्ता होगा, बट शायद आपका रेशो ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट रिटर्न माइट नॉट बी दैट ग्रेट. शायद ऐसा हो सकता है कि अगर आपने एंड यूजर्स के लिए भी अगर सिलेक्ट किया हो तो आप ऐसी कोई जगह देख रहे हो जहाँ पर आपने सिर्फ प्राइस बेसिस पे उसको सिलेक्ट किया है, बट वो इतना नियर ना हो सिटी से जिसके कारण शायद उसको बेचने में भी आपको प्रॉब्लम हो. सो द सेकेंड मेजर रीज़न ऑफ रिस्क इज़ व्हाट प्लेस आर यू सिलेक्टिंग. जो भी आपने रीज़न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, क्या वो रीज़न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट की स्टेटिस्टिक मैच करती है जहां आप ले रहे हैं. थर्ड रीज़न इज नेगेटिव कैश फ्लोज, विच मीन्स व्हाट. नेगेटिव कैश फ्लो मीन्स अगर आपको 1 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट करने का मन था या आपके पास जो डिस्पोजेबल इनकम थी, एक्स्ट्रा इनकम थी, आफ्टर ऑल योर कैलकुलेशन ऑफ योर लोन्स इन इंडिया, मे बी जो भी आप स्पेंड करते हैं अपने बच्चों पे या आपकी लाइफस्टाइल पे, and finally you want to invest something in real estate which is a spare amount probably as an investment in the global market. So you have decided to invest like a 1 crore for example, and because of a lot of I would say a lot of attraction which is there in the global market, you instead of 1 CR you are investing a 3 CR. दैट मीन्स जो आपकी पोटेंशियल ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट थी वो केवल 1 CR थी, आपने एक बहुत लंबा स्ट्रेच लेके उसको 3 करोड़ में, जो आप अपार्टमेंट लेने वाले थे आपने एक विला ले लिया, वो इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपका 1 करोड़ का था वो आपने 3 करोड़ कर दिया। कि आप, इट कैन बी वेरियस रीज़न एंड यू माई नॉट बी रॉन्ग इन दैट, इट कैन बी कि शायद आपको बहुत अच्छी लोकेशन मिल रही थी, शायद आपको एक बहुत ही डिस्ट्रेस डील मिल रही थी विला की और आपने सोचा कि 5 करोड़ का मुझे 3 करोड़ पे मिल रहा है, बट अल्टीमेटली दिस हैज़ लेड टू अ नेगेटिव कैश फ्लो इन द करंट सिचुएशन विच मे नॉट सस्टेन योर इन्वेस्टमेंट till the point where it gives you a return, and in interim you will have to sell off that investment. So because of that there is a negative cash flow. Because of the negative cash flow, in distress you have come out of the investment at a quicker rate where probably investment has not grown to that level to give you a return. Point number 4 is no portfolio allocation. Most of the people do this mistake. हमारे पास 5 करोड़ है, हमने सारा एक विला में इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, या हमने एक ही प्रॉपर्टी में 2 घर ले लिए, बहुत बड़ी मिस्टेक है। हमेशा ग्लोबल मार्केट्स में आपको डाइवर्सिफिकेशन करना चाहिए। रीज़न, जैसे मैं हमेशा आपको बोलती हूँ, जैसे हमेशा अपने व्यूअर्स को बोलती हूँ, आपको रीज़न बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग होना चाहिए कि आप क्यों इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। ये इन्वेस्ट शायद आपके रहने के लिए हो सकता है, या आपके रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट जैसे कि रेंटल इनकम हो गई या रीसेल इनकम हो गई, इसके लिए हो सकता है। दोनों सिचुएशंस में आपको ये बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप असिस्ट करें। फॉर ऑल दोज पीपल हु आर इन्वेस्टिंग जस्ट टू गेट अ नाइस ROI ऑफ 8, 10, 12%, इट्स एक स्टेबल इनकम, मे बी इन सर्टन केसेज अ टैक्स फ्री इनकम, आपके लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि पोर्टफोलियो को डाइवर्सिफाई करें। आप अगर स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट लेते हैं, आप पूरा अपना मनी एक में ना डालें, आप स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट भी लें, आप 1 बेड भी लें, आपको अप्रोप्रिएट टाइम पे अगर किसी एक अपार्टमेंट को या एक प्रॉपर्टी को ऑफलोड करना है तो प्लीज़ कीजिए, अदर कैन गिव यू दैट काइंड ऑफ ए इनकम। जस्ट लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू दिस मोर क्लियरली। से फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू हैव 5 करोड़ डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. A 5 CR income probably can get you a good villa or a property or a townhouse in any of the foreign countries. If you want to stay, if you want to shift and you want to enjoy that kind of a lifestyle, fair enough. But if not, if your purpose is only investment, then 5 CR probably would be not a good choice. In that particular situation, you need to diversify your investment into studio apartment, 1 bed apartment, maybe like a land parcel, so that whenever you want, whenever there is a currency fluctuation, the liquidity of your property is there. So remember, always diversify your portfolio. Point number 5, making wrong assumptions of the market. Very common mistake. I think most of the people who we meet in the investment, they make wrong assumptions of the market. Example, market अभी बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, but probably market इससे beyond भी जाएगा. आज का investment 25 times grow करेगा. Assumptions. You have to play very, very crisp. You have to be very, very cautious about investment in properties when you are going in a global market. You can do this by 3 means. Number 1, collect enough of facts and figures from the news, from shows which happen in India, from various places where you can collect the information. Point number 2, you can approach a professional who knows all about that compliances of that country, who has been in that particular environment or that market for not less than 2 years, who has studied the changes which has happened in the global market for another 2 to 3 years at least, and that person you can rely, and you have to rely, so that he gives you the right information piece. Number 3, do not go to all the peoples, which is like a classic mistake which happens. हम लोग, when you want to purchase a property, there are so many people who will approach you, and most of the people make this mistake of listening to everybody who comes and probably give them an option. Please make sure that when you select a partner, when you select a professional, you are going through only that professional and not 1001 professional, because there is an assumption, there is a portfolio study, there is a particular compliance study which a person makes. Every person has a different way and methodology of having their research document. They have different facts and figures, they have different experiences, and they have different environment. Do not confuse yourself with too many people giving you options. Be very clear and transparent and trust your person which you are going through. Point number 6 is political instability. While there is not much we can do about it because there is a political instability, and as I have said in my previous point, you need to diversify your portfolio, whether it is in the same country, whether it is in different countries, probably that can save you from a political instability. Otherwise, we all know that different countries have different political instability, they have different cultures, they have different influences which you can't help much with. The only reason, or probably the only way out for this, is diversify your investment. Point number 7 is liquidity of the asset which you have purchased. This is also a major problem that most of the time when people purchase their property, they do not know how to liquidate that property. Again, as I say, that the liquidity of the asset is equally very important. I have told in my previous videos also that अगर कोई भी asset की entry है तो उसका exit है. Whenever you are entering a global real estate market, you should know that when is your exit. It can be a year, it can be 2 years, it can be 10 years, but you should know when to liquidate that. The factor which can help you liquidate this asset is again professionals. It can be your own sources through which you can, but on all of this you should know the compliances of particular country. So a very safe bet is, even for a liquidation, you can appoint a professional to help you liquidate at the right time, at the right place, and to the right person. Point number 8 is the management. Most of the prudent investor make sure that they give their management of the property to some kind of a professional company. हम probably जानते हैं ये बात कि हमें कोई ना कोई प्रोफेशनल एजेंसी को देने में काफ़ी बेनिफिट मिलता है, और कई बार प्रूडेंट इन्वेस्टर्स अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट को कोई ना कोई एक मैनेजमेंट फैसिलिटी मैनेजमेंट कंपनी और प्रोफेशनल मैनेजमेंट कंपनी को दे देते हैं. बट कई बार इन्वेस्टर ये बहुत बड़ी मिस्टेक करते हैं दैट ग्लोबल प्रॉपर्टीज़ को मैनेजमेंट के लिए पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी अपने ऊपर लेते हैं, विच इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी फेटल, because till the time the property is well managed in terms of legal compliances, in terms of the upkeep is there, how probably the transition has happened, it becomes very fatal. The cost of the property deteriorates and hence losses to the market. So always remember, whenever you are buying a global property or global real estate property, it is very important for you to have an appointed facility management company or a professional who is managing it. 9th point. Again, the point which we cannot ignore, currency. Currency fluctuation is also one major reason which probably cannot be changed, as I said, on the political environment. There are a lot of currency fluctuations which keep on happening, and those are the reason which probably may influence for a temporary time your investment portfolio. सबसे अच्छा वे इसको नेगेट करने का ये है दैट आप कोई भी करेंसी फ्लक्चुएशन, अगर आपको बहुत मैसिव करेंसी फ्लक्चुएशन दिखता है तो उसको आप प्रॉपर्टी को होल्ड करें. दैट इज प्रोबेबली नॉट द टाइम व्हेन यू हैव टू ऑफलोड द प्रॉपर्टी और यू हैव टू एक्सपेरिमेंट विथ योर प्रॉपर्टी अ लॉट. यू शुड होल्ड योर प्रॉपर्टी फॉर अ व्हाइल व्हेन यू सी दैट देयर इज हाई अमाउंट ऑफ करेंसी फ्लक्चुएशन. पॉइंट नंबर 2 इज व्हेन there is a currency fluctuation, the whole study of currency fluctuation you should know. When you are investing in a particular country, you should know what are the trends of last 8 to 10 years in terms of the currency fluctuation. Once you have studied the trends of the currency as to when the currency have been probably doing well and it has not been doing well, that entire 10-year study should be with you. So currency fluctuation is the next reason of risk which an investor faces. And finally, a very important point in the end, which is the 10th point, and which is the investment scams, or what we also call as Ponzi schemes. Now what are Ponzi schemes? Ponzi schemes are nothing but invest now, in 2 years get 18% to 25% returns. Wow, that's great. But those are Ponzi schemes. There is a market fluctuation, there is a pattern in which a particular market reflects, and that's very important for you to identify what are the Ponzi schemes versus what are the actual schemes. So be very cautious about these kind of investment risks which you see in investing in global real estate market. Always try your hands or hold your hands with somebody who is more professional, who knows about this market. Make a prudent choice about investment in the real estate market, when it comes to the global market, study the market, as I said, on currency, on a lot of other things. We've covered this in our video. Keep watching Nidhi Global for more information, more news, and we would make you a prudent investor in a while. Nidhi Global will keep on giving you a lot of news, articles, risk, mitigation factors and benefits in days to come. Keep on watching this channel and don't forget to subscribe it.